Good day. Welcome to this lecture series in Godot.
Hello, good day. Welcome back. In this video, we will learn how to use delta time to create a consistent movement across different frame rates. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have the rockets movement implemented, and this works fine, but there's actually a fundamental problem with doing the movement like this. The problem is that we are incrementing the global position by the bullet speed, this variable bullet speed, each frame. So what this means is that if we have a fast frame rate, the bullet will go faster, and if for some reason we have a slow frame rate, then the bullet will go slower. So if a player is playing on a fast computer, their gameplay will be different from a player that is playing on a slow computer. What we really want is the gameplay for the player to be the same regardless of if the computer is fast or slow. So this is where delta time becomes relevant. Delta time is the amount of time that has passed since the last frame. It is the variable that we have here in the physics process, delta. So what we want to do is to make the speed, the bullet speed, independent. So multiply this by delta. So let's set the bullet speed by 400, let's say 300. So this is just pixels. Control S save. Let's play. See it's moving about the same rate. So anytime you are doing something and it needs to move each frame, you need to incorporate delta time into it. So this lets you stop thinking about the movement by the frame and start thinking about the movement by the second. So if we have, let's say it was moving originally like about 4 frames per second, let's do a 5 frames per second and 5 and you're 60 frames each second, so then you're really getting a movement like about 300 pixels right about now. So that's how you try to think about it. Try to think about it about, let's say, how much movement, how much pixels it will move per second. So let me give you an example. So let's say we want to move, so I'll put a comment here. Let's say we want to move 120 pixels in total. And the frames per second right about now is 60 frames per second. So therefore, if we want to move 120 pixels and it's moving 60 frames per second, what you need to do, you need to increment by 2 because 2 by 60 is 120. So therefore, after 60 frames, as that, we will only move, if we increment by 2, we'll move the full 120. So if the frames per second was lower, if the frames per second was only 30, then in order to achieve the same 120, you will need to move by 4. I mean, this is just like simple maths. So let's say the frame rate was 120, right? 120. So would we still have to move by 2 pixels in order to achieve that result of 120? No, we just have to move by 1 pixel by 1 pixel, and when we move by 1 pixel with a frame rate of 120 pixels per second, we will achieve the target of moving 120 pixels by the end of the second. So this, I just wanted to explain the concept of delta time. So if you are having problems with this, you could just watch this video, but that's essentially delta time. So I'll end this video here. I'll continue in the next lecture in another video. Thank you.